Your fans are asking about you. Yes, they are. Your fans are asking about you. That was Gio's baby that made the mess. What is that? There we go. She goes. Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I'm doing well, and I hope everyone else is doing well today. It is Monday. I know I'm coming at you a day later than I have been lately, but I'm still coming at you a week later, so we're going at it. And the reason I'm coming at you later, a day late than last week, because the last couple episodes have been on a Sunday, is because I've been moving my living room around. Yesterday I took the initiative, and I was kind of in this like, I want to get some stuff done, and so I was like, I'm going to clean my living room. And then as I was cleaning, I was like, I'm going to move my room around. So as you can see, I moved my room around, and now I'm in a different place. So I was kind of wanting to get a new setup going here so I could get Henry a little bit of a feature going on. Next episode, maybe there might be something else hanging on the wall on either side of Henry, because I have inherited two deer heads that my dad had mounted back before I was born, and they are over in my dining room right now on the floor, waiting to get a little bit of an overhaul. And whenever I get them up get them ready to go, I they will be up on the wall on either side of Henry. So this is going to be a nice little feature in my living room, and I'm really excited to feature the deer around Henry. And I think it's just going to be a perfect little centerpiece in my area, and also a tribute to the work of art that took me forever to stitch, or at least it felt like it took me forever. And I know some people take much longer to stitch Heaven and Earth designs, but for me that took a while to stitch. So I wanted to give it a little bit of a feature in my living room. So also with that, I made a perfect area for my Christmas tree, because it's Christmas season soon, and I'm going to be putting up my Christmas tree soon, and the Christmas tree will be right here behind me. So as the Christmas season comes around, I will be able to have the Christmas tree on behind me as I'm filming, and I think that's going to look excellent. So I'm thinking ahead, people. That's what I like to do. And I really like the way I have my living room set up. I never thought I could do it this way, and I kind of was like, I'm going to go for it and see if I like it, and if not, I'll move it back. And I really like it, and everyone I've shown really likes it as well. So sometimes it's like you just got to take that risk, and you get the reward. Now, before I came on the screen, there was about 40 seconds of Gio, and Gio has been, there's been lots of questions recently about Gio. How's Gio doing? What's Gio up to? Gio is doing well, as always. Gio is a greedy little squirrel who comes to the door almost every day, and lately I've had a lot of the squirrel babies, her squirrel babies, coming with her and hanging out on the porch as well. So Gio is hanging out, coming to the porch. She was here over the weekend, and that's when I filmed the little clip with her. And so doing well, eating lots of nuts, and also squirreling them away for the winter, because it's starting to get cold here. And so she is starting to put them away for the colder weather. Don't know if she ever digs them up and finds them again, because she doesn't really need to, knowing that she has plenty of garbage in the dumpsters that she eats, as well as me feeding her all the time. So not sure why she does it, but I think it's just natural instinct for squirrels to do that. So that's what they do. So that's what she's gonna do. Anyways, Gio's doing well, and very pleased that she continues to come and hang out with me. on occasion. I haven't seen her yet today though. But usually on the weekdays, I don't see her all the time just because, especially with the sun going down so early anymore, till I get home from work, it's almost dark anyways, and she's off doing her own thing before bedtime. So sometimes I see her, sometimes I don't. But with that, I know you're here for my crafting silliness. Thank you all for the likes and subscribes from the last week's episode. I've had many more subscribers, so I want to thank you all if you've decided to click the subscribe button and join me for my updates, my regular updates that I've had recently and future updates. If you haven't subscribed yet, please feel free to subscribe. This is a crafting video channel. I like to talk about all my crafting, and I say crafting as in multiple different types of crafts since I started as a cross stitcher, but have ventured into knitting, occasional diamond painting, even though I haven't done that in over a year. And who knows what else I might get my hands into in the future. One never knows. So, I am Gerald, Ginger Gerald Stitcher. You can find me on Instagram at ginger.gerald.stitcher. Everything will be linked below in the show notes, as well as you can find me on email, ginger.gerald.stitcher@gmail.com. That's all I had to say about that. So let's get to talking about some updates from last week. So last week I had mentioned that I had finished the first sock in my knitting that I was doing for my mom. And I said it was finished. No, it wasn't finished, because guess what? It wasn't long enough. I called Mom because I was like, can you measure your foot, because I don't think it's quite long. It just doesn't look right. So I called her, I had her measure her foot, and it was 2 inches too short. So I took a gutsy risk and I did some surgery on the sock that I knitted for her. So I'm going to insert a picture here. That's what I did. So I decided to pick up the stitches around where the toe started, the toe decreases started, and then I snipped the toe off. I didn't do it perfectly, but it is much, for the very first time that I ever did some kind of surgery like that on my knitting, I'm very pleased with how it turned out. I think it will hold up well. It seems to be holding up well just from the tugging and pulling on the sock that I'm doing here. So I picked up the stitches, I cut off the toe, I then went ahead and started doing I started knitting again. I tagged on my working yarn, and you can't even tell that I had a mistake. So one sock is completely done now, officially completely done. I measured it 3 times, and we are good to go. One sock is done. With that, I went ahead then and cast on sock number 2. And this is in the Hawthorne Sunset color from Knit Picks. I believe or is it Elliot? No, I'm completely wrong. This is a Knit Pick Stroll fingering in the Sunset hand painted color. Not sure if you can see that. Nope, it's gonna wash out. But it's a Knit Pick Stroll fingering, and it's Sunset hand painted. And so that is sock number 2. So I went ahead and cast on the sock, doing the same. I'm doing the same afterthought heel. I'm going to do the same rounded toe. So that is the spot for my afterthought heel there with the gray stitches. I will go ahead and pick those stitches up once I'm done with the toe. I'm ready to put the toe on. So I've done the measurements. I've done the same exact set of number of rows for the foot, And last night I was over at my friend's house and we were watching a movie on Netflix. And so I decided to take my knitting over with me, and I was able to get the entire foot done last night while watching that movie. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the sock, and I will have a complete pair of socks hopefully by next week's episode. So all I have left to do is the toe and the heel, and that pair of socks is complete. Very pleased with that. And that is all the knitting I've done for you. All the knitting I've done this week. Knitting has not been a focus, and you will see why. So, on to cross stitch. The only thing I've worked on this week is my Jacobean bell pull. I am doing the large bell pull here on the center, well, off to the center of the front page here. This is a Leisure Arts leaflet published in 1980. So, Jacobean bell pull. I am going to finish this as a bell pull. And ladies and gentlemen, I am done. So I finished this on Saturday. And I am so pleased with it. I have not ironed it yet. All I did was take it off of the squirrel rods. And here is the finished piece. So there is the top. Working all the way up. Or down, I'm sorry, all the way down. To, it's a long one, people. There we go. So my Jacobean bell pull. This is stitched on 40 count Verdal even weave. So this is a white even weave that I coffee dyed. So I dipped in coffee and basically just dipped in coffee for about, what did I do? Maybe like 3 minutes. And then I scrunched it up, dipped it in coffee, pulled it out, drained it, and hung it over my shower curtain rod to dry. So all I have left to do is iron it. I'm going to order the bell pull hardware and learn how to finish this into a bell pull. I'm going to do it myself because I'm going to take a risk and think that I can do it myself. I don't think it's going to be all that hard. Should be just, what, 2 straight stitches down with the sewing machine, so I can't imagine it's going to be that hard. And I am super thrilled with how that turned out. So Jacobean bell pull. Another one done. I'm so thrilled because I started this year off with not having any finishes at all, and now I've had 3 large finishes this year. So I've had him, and I had my By the Bay piece finished, and now I have this finish as well. So I'm very, very pleased with that. So, Jacobean bell pull. Which now brings me to, because that's all I've stitched on this week. I haven't stitched any other pieces this week, so what am I going to stitch on next? And as of right now, I believe I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to work the next country and finish the top row off on my frosted pumpkin passport sal. So it shouldn't take me more than a few days, 1 or 2 days to stitch that one country. So I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do next. I'm probably not going to stitch today just because I still have to edit the video. And then I have a few things around the house that I want to continue doing since I'm on this rearranging the house type of thing. So my guess is I'm not going to stitch any tonight. But I think this is what I'm going to work on next and get this country done on the top, and then I'll be halfway done with all the countries on pumpkin passport sal. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And then what am I gonna do after that? I don't know. So I will be ordering the belt hardware, the bell pull hardware for the Jacobean bell pull. And that's all I have planned on purchasing. And that's all I have to talk to you guys about today. So thank you all for continuing to follow me on my channel. I want to thank you all for coming back every week. Thank you all for the likes and comments. I love reading them every week. And don't forget to always check me out on Instagram if you haven't done so and you're all on Instagram. Follow me there. I always check out who's following me and follow back. Occasionally, I'm not on Instagram all that often lately. I need to post something soon because I haven't posted in a really long time. But I will do that soon, maybe tonight. And I will check back soon again. And if not, have a great week and don't forget, always be creative.